3 years before World War II began, Spain was fighting its own battle. The Spanish Civil War was fought between Spanish General Francisco Franco, along with his fascist army who was supported by Adolf Hitler, and the Democratic Republican citizens of Spain. On April 27, 1937, a horrible tragedy occurred in the small Basque town of Guernica.
Franco wanted to save Spain from Marxism, the left-wing Republicans, and for this cause he was willing to shoot half the country. Viva la muerte! With the Nazis' Luftwaffe and the Italian fascists by his side, he attacked the Basque town of Guernica. This town was seen as the northern home base of the Republican resistance. On the 26th of April, 1937, in the end of the afternoon around 4 o'clock, Guernica was overrun with a 3-hour-long bombing by German and Italian planes. Over 3,000 bombs were dropped on the defenseless town, turning it into an inferno. The citizens were unable to escape, since the roads and bridges were destroyed first, and every moving person was shot with machine guns. That day, 1,645 people died, and thousands were terribly wounded. Most of the victims were women and children, since the men were away fighting for the Republican Army. This brutal terrorist attack was clearly a threatening message to the rest of Spain.
Hitler's Air Force dropped about 3,000 bombs on the city of Guernica over a period of 3 hours. Guernica was known to be the most culturally rich Basque town, and Franco and his fascist army believed bombing the town would crush the citizens' spirits and destroy their cultural center.
Pablo Picasso, hailed as the most influential and famous artist of the 20th century, was commissioned to paint a mural for the Spanish Pavilion at the International Exposition in Paris in 1937. Picasso usually painted subjects such as nudes, still life, and portraits. However, he dedicated this commission to the bombing of Guernica. Although the purpose of the exposition was to celebrate modern technology, Picasso's painting depicted an inhumane use of technology, as well as the horrors of war. He titled this painting The Guernica.
To this day, the Guernica is one of the most powerful anti-war symbols and represents the monstrosity of fascism. In agreement, Mr. Chip, a professor at University of California, Berkeley states, "From the relative obscurity of Spanish Pavilion at the Paris World's Fair, Guernica has become the quintessential emblem of democracy triumphant." Although the painting may seem distant beneath its protective bulletproof glass, the symbolic masterpiece remains familiar to the people as the overcoming of fascism.
The Guernica is painted in black, gray, and white, which are colors that symbolize the death and mourning of the Spanish Civil War. The following are common interpretations of the painting. The dead soldier depicts the brokenness in the citizens of Guernica. The soldier painted nearly lost all of his limbs, yet his detached arm holds a broken sword and a flower growing out of it. The grieving woman holding her dead child has been interpreted as a war-tainted depiction of Leonardo da Vinci's Madonna Lita. The mother's head faces the sky in an anguished cry.
The bull has been said to symbolize Francisco Franco's fascist army. According to Picasso, the bull represented brutality and darkness.
The light bulb represents the evil eye of technological advancements and modern warfare upon humans and animals in its way. In the painting, the animals and people are cowering beneath the light bulb and its power. The teardrop woman holding the candle portrays the world's shock of the horrors of the bombing.
The woman trapped in the burning house depicts the common citizen being gruesomely affected by the war. The deadly fire throughout the town spread so quickly thousands of innocent citizens were unable to escape. The kneeling woman illustrates the damages that affected the citizens. Here the woman's knees either dislocated or broken with blood dripping.
The horse represents the Republican fighters. Even though the horse is wounded, it still fights with determination like the citizens of Spain.
The detached arm depicts how the damaged soldier has fallen. All his weaponry is destroyed, but a flower grows, symbolizing a tiny bit of hope for the citizens of Spain through the chaotic war.
When Picasso was questioned about the meaning of his painting, his response was, "This bull is a bull and this horse is a horse. If you give a meaning to certain things in my paintings, it may be very true, but it is not my idea to give this meaning. What ideas and conclusions you have got, I obtain too, but instinctively, unconsciously. I make the painting for the painting. I paint the objects for what they are."
Overall, the most common interpretation of Picasso's painting is an anti-war symbol protesting the violent use of technology in war, as well as the horrors of fascism. However, this painting is open-ended, which gives people the ability to relate the personal issues to each symbol in the painting. The Guernica to this day is one of the most debated and controversial paintings in art history.